All right, we're live. Yay! Hey, everybody. Welcome. Thanks a lot for joining us tonight. Creator Talk. Ryan's going to join us in a few minutes. Thanks for everybody joining here tonight. So we have three creators with us, four including myself. We're expecting one more, but she is off in Amsterdam. So hopefully she's going to make an appearance later on, crossing our fingers. And we'll just, hope for the best on that. So if you guys have any questions, we're going to talk about our channels tonight, talk about everything YouTube, everything that we've learned. So hopefully everybody can gain some knowledge from this. We're going to have a lot of fun. Grab a drink, grab whatever, join us. Let's have some fun tonight and ask us a lot of questions. So we're going to get the party started. The first question is going to go to Rodas here to my, this side here. And it's going to be, when did you start your YouTube channel?
Yeah, I started a YouTube channel back in 2017, just for the purpose of uploading videos to this one, basically violin website. I was learning how to play the violin. You see it back there.
Nice.
And all those videos are private, but I didn't start my official YouTube channel until June of last year, so 2019. I started it. I made a couple videos. And then I tore my ACL and I had to go to surgery and all of that. And then I was out of the country for a little while. So I stepped away from YouTube for a couple months and I came back, and I've been pretty consistent with it since December of 2019. And I've been doing it since then.
Good. Excellent. Good for you. Zach?
Yeah, so it's a good question, actually, because I was making videos since I was a little kid, but I was very inconsistent on YouTube until about last year, January of 2019. I just decided to start posting consistently, and I had two channels, actually, because in March, I converted my channel to a brand account, and in doing so, unfortunately, there was an error in YouTube's system. My entire channel got wiped out with my 11 years worth of content, so I had to start over in March. Fortunately, since then I re-uploaded all my videos, and I've amassed the same amount of the audience that I had before. But it definitely took a dent in my my mental health at the time, because I put a lot of energy into that. But to answer that question in a nutshell, since January 2019, that's really when I started to go serious with YouTube.
Good for you, Isaiah.
So I started my YouTube channel back in around, I don't know if the exact month, but sometime around winter of 2018. So if you guys don't know, I make like car videos. I do like car reviews. And I started that back. Basically, I was like, you know what? I love cars. I was making short snippets on Instagram and just kind of showing it to my friends. I'm like, hey, I got a GoPro, and I attached it to the back of my car, then let the exhaust go. But I was like, okay, I need to do something more. I really need to take this to YouTube. Cool. And start making full scale YouTube videos. So I started right around winter 2018, and I've been doing it ever since. Basically, I posted pretty consistently from winter to spring. Then over the summer, things got a little shaky, but winter came, and I've been posting, 3 to 4 videos a week ever since December. So,
nice. Yeah. Good for you guys. Good for you. What cities are you guys in?
I'm in Maryland.
I'm in Boston.
I'm in Boston too.
In fact, are you guys like close, like in the same neighborhood, maybe?
No, you can say that.
All right, move on to the next question. What is the reason why, the big why, you guys started your channels?
Wow.
I can start. For me, it was more of a creative outlet. I work from home 7 to 3, 9 to 5. Basically, I'm a software engineer, and I get bored a lot. So it was basically a way to find something to do that gets my creative juices flowing when I get bored and I'm not idle. That's really why I started it.
Cool. Good.
Wow. So that's actually, you stole the words right out of my mouth. I'm also a software engineer, and I wanted to do it as a creative outlet. But also, when I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, and then this whole like snowball of entrepreneurship just kind of exploded in my mind. I decided January 2019 that I wanted to document my journey from working in a 9-to-5 job to the transition into a full-time entrepreneur, and to once a week post a video of an update. The original idea was just to kind of update and create almost like a real life reality show of the transition. So that was the original goal. Obviously, since then, well, not obviously, but like since then, it's kind of evolved into something else. It's that too, but it's a lot more now. But yeah, that's the original concept. Go ahead.
Cool. Isaiah.
So I started my channel because as a car enthusiast, it can be kind of like a selfish hobby. You tire and you pay a lot of money to soup up your car, and you're like, oh man, that's a nice car, you know. But in actuality, nobody really cares about what you're doing to your car. Like, sure, there might be a couple of dudes that be like, oh man, he's got a cool car. But I realized that like that wasn't what I wanted. Like a bunch of guys pointing at my car and being like, it's cool, you know. And over the years, I've amassed a lot of knowledge about cars, you know, growing up loving cars, so on and so forth. And I figured I got all this knowledge in my head about cars. Like, it's selfish for me to just keep it all to myself. I got to like help people. I have to make an impact. And when I figured that when all the ducks finally got into a row and I understood what I should be doing with my knowledge, I was like, you know what? Let's create a YouTube channel. I watched a ton of like car YouTubers already, so I had an idea of what to do, and I was just like, all right, that's it. I need to create this channel to help people and just show my love of cars. Like, it's a God-given passion, and that's what I'm using it for. So.
Okay, and the name of your channel, Isaiah, is
Carsplaining.
Carsplaining. Everybody get that? Everybody else's, sorry, I should have put that at the very bottom, scrolling across, but everybody else's channel is scrolling across the bottom. So please, everybody, make sure go and check out everybody else's channels. If you like it, subscribe. Do it. Okay, next question. What specific niche are you in? Rodas, you're up.
Yeah, for me, credit cards, personal finance, and ultimately I want to go into more of vlogging and doing like travel. I do travel a lot, so capturing my travels as I go to the different countries. So I kind of pivoted away from just pure money talk. That's my plan. That's why I changed my name. It used to be Simple Finance, and I changed it to my official name just so that way I have flexibility to work on stuff that I find brings me joy and that makes me bring out my creativity. So that's kind of my niche, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah, mine's mostly around entrepreneurship, personal development, personal finance, but it's sort of evolving into motivation. Not because like I necessarily am like making a motivational video, but because that's the response I'm getting from my audience. So it just all things around encouraging people to really pursue whatever their goals are to help people through the process. That's kind of what it's turning into.
Excellent, Isaiah.
So basically my niche is in cars. So when I first started, I was strictly focused on car reviews, but I quickly learned that it's tough to be a car reviewer when you have a small channel and not many people know you.
Yeah.
So after that, I quickly branched out to doing just general car reviews, like helping my friends figure out what kind of cars that they should buy, doing DIYs, and then anything that's car related, maybe. And I'm also into like car like entrepreneurship. Like if you guys ever heard of Turo, basically I'm building a Turo business from what I'm doing right now too. So anything car related, that's what I'm here to help people do.
Smart. I did a video a while ago on Turo, so definitely, off this camera, I'm gonna, I want to talk to you about all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm intrigued about as well. Really interesting. Really interesting. So, are you guys building a community around your channel, right in your niche? You guys find you're building a community quite well?
Of course.
Yeah.
That's the goal. The goal is to find more like-minded people.
That's right.
That's the point. That's the name of the game on YouTube. It's to build a community, an audience that shares similar interests as you. That's like it's based off of the law of attraction. Like we're trying to attract the right people.
Absolutely, absolutely. Anybody else want to say anything on top of that one?
Yeah, for me, to be honest, there's like not that many people that care about personal finance and credit cards and how amazing they are. And when I'm talking about them at parties and things, gatherings with friends, everybody's just like, what is that? So it's really nice to see other people and to find other people that like the same things that I do and kind of like exchanging ideas. There you go.
I can talk about these two cards for 7 hours.
Nice, Zach. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I have all these here. So that's been the biggest benefit for me, is I get to talk about this stuff, and I really enjoy it, and I have other people that talk to me about it, and I get to watch other videos. Zach, I'll definitely check yours out. Isaiah, I'm sure I might have ran across your channel when we were trying to buy a car a while ago. We looked at a lot of car reviews on YouTube. So definitely check you out as well.
Yeah, for sure. Someday more reviews. But anyways, yeah, for me, the community, it's been kind of hard. Like I said, because I wasn't posting consistently last year. It was kind of hard for my videos to gain traction. But now that I'm posting consistently, I'm starting to find other people who are doing Turo. I'm starting to find other people who own the same cars that I do, and they're starting to catch on and starting to notice what I'm doing and give me advice, tips, and really start to dig into what I'm doing. And like I love it. I'm a small creator right now, but each day, a couple more people come and they're like, okay, I like what this guy's doing, So yeah.
Good. Did anybody inspire you guys to start your channels?
Yep.
Yeah.
Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary Vaynerchuk.
Whoever wants to start.
He was a big one for me, Gary V. He just basically said, you gotta push out, you gotta hustle, you gotta just he was actually the one who inspired me to do a documentation of your journey, because what's great about that is you're really leveraging your time. You're still building a business that's lucrative, and you're also at the same time building a YouTube channel so that you can kind of like get both out at the same time, versus like relying on one or the other, which is kind of why I love him a lot.
Yeah. Casey has been one of my biggest motivators. I go back and watch his old shows. I'm sure everybody here knows Casey Neistat. I just love his creativity, his videos, just the way he tackles everything. That's what I aspire to do, is just bring that kind of creativity to something that's as boring as money and credit cards. So that's ultimately my goal, is to be that creative. And I like other people that are really creative like that.
Good one. Isaiah.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of people who inspire me, but most notably, you guys probably have heard of him, Doug DeMuro. He's like one of the biggest like car YouTubers out right now. And then also there's these fellas named the Straight Pipes, who they're based in Canada, and they do some really awesome car reviews. All those guys from the actual craft of making reviews, they inspired me. But like Zach said, Gary V. There's a guy that runs the Lewis Howes School of Greatness. I listen to his podcast a lot, and there's just a lot of influencers like those two that I was listening to their stuff, and they what they said just really impacted me. Their podcasts are great. You should listen to them. But yeah, they impacted me from like a motivational standpoint, and yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Nice. Maybe 3 things that everybody watching right now should know about you or your channel.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that one.
All right, we'll pass you. sorry, Raz. Zach, ready for that question?
Well, 3 things. Oh,
yeah.
Wow. All right. Let's say, well, first of all, I have 3 jobs. I guess that's a good, tell all. I'm a full-time software engineer. I have a real estate digital marketing agency. I spend most of my time doing those 2 things. And then my YouTube channel, which is my biggest passion, is my 3rd thing. And I post 3 videos a week to that every single week.
Wow.
And I most recently just went viral on TikTok. So I'm building a little bit of a brand over there too. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to try and wait till Ryan gets on board, and we're going to talk a little bit further, into the show. We're going to talk about TikTok. Absolutely. Okay. Isaiah, Rodas, either of you guys want to answer that one as well?
Yeah. So 3 things you should know about me. Well, one is I sing at my church. That's one of the things I do. I spend a lot of my time on Sunday at church. Let's see here. I'm also 6'5". I mean, I don't know if it looks like when I don't know.
It doesn't look like it
here, but yeah. And then last but not least, oh man, the 3rd thing. This is tough. Oh man, the third thing. I know there's a lot going on in my life, but I can't think of the third thing. I don't know why I'm struggling. But oh yes, three things. The third thing is actually I am changing the name of my channel from Carsplaining to Zay's Garage. That's Zay is like my nickname, and I want my channel to be more like DIY, like review focused, but like so my channel name is changing. So yeah, those three things you should know.
Good. Interesting.
All right. For me, one, I'll copy Zach here a little bit, and I have 3 jobs as well.
Wow.
I'm a full-time day trader in cryptocurrency and stock market as well. Software engineer full-time, and I also have an eBay business. I actually did make a video about that, teaching people how to start on eBay for beginners. And the other thing that I think some people should know about me is I'm a first-time college graduate in my family. So that was a big deal. I came to the U.S.
Congratulations.
Like
great job.
12 years ago, learned English here. So that's really the American dream. I'm living the American dream. I'm loving it here. So that's,
Nice. All right. What's your most favorite thing about working on your YouTube channel?
Ooh, as I'm going to say over and over, getting creative is one of my favorite things. And also just learning, when you're trying to make a video, there's so much research that goes into it. And there's so much time you put into things. You start actually learning more than you thought you knew. And I just love learning and reading. So that's my favorite thing.
Oh my gosh, like everything. To really nail this down, like I love the whole process from planning to filming to editing to the impact and connecting with the audience. But if I was going to make one like specific point, it's the balancing act you're constantly doing, just the struggle between loving the process versus focusing on the results. And I love like constant war with like staring at my analytics and caring about how many views something gets versus caring about why I'm doing it and the inputs of the process. And you always want to be like definitely weighted on the inputs versus the outputs, but like it's not easy. I could tell you, like, especially because like some people who want to go full-time on YouTube, you really do need to care about both.
Yeah,
definitely. Zaya?
For sure. For me, like the other guys were saying, it's the craft. I remember when my first review came out, that when I finally figured out the formula for making a really, really good car review, when I finally figured all the camera angles, had the cameras in the right spot, I was saying the right things, and I watched that review for the first time and saw it go live. Yeah, only 200 people watched it, but that was my baby. And like the guys were saying, the whole entire process from planning it out to the filming, the editing, and just the whole entire like craft is something that I've learned to fall in love with. And I feel like once you, like Zach was saying, when you fall in love with that process, the rest is history, right?
Yeah, definitely. Especially the editing part. Zach, you're the first one to say that you enjoyed editing.
I love editing, and you just inspired me to say one more thing I love about this, and it's it's the direct impact you get. As a software engineer, I'm sure Rodas can relate. Like when you push code, like at the end of the day, when you're done with like what you're doing, you don't really understand like what the impact is with your front end. However, like when you post a video and it impacts someone, I get like DMs on Instagram and comments of people who are watching my content and are using the advice I'm giving them and benefiting from it. And I can't put a price on that. And it really helps me make the next video and stay in the process as well.
Awesome. Well, we're 19 minutes in, and the first Tesla comment from Ryan is up. We're going to be the 20-minute mark, but I guess not. So, Isaiah, it's all about you, man. Have you reviewed one yet?
No, I've actually not reviewed a Tesla yet. That's on my bucket list. Actually, I was set up to review a Tesla, but the guy I was about to review it from, he cracked his windshield and he had to pull back from the review. So
no way.
It's gonna be on my bucket list. They're amazing cars. I love them. I've driven one.
All right, so that was the best part about you guys being YouTube creators. What's the worst part? Don't even ask Zach this question.
For me, Yeah, for me, it's about not knowing when it's done. Really, it's just like sometimes it just feels like there's so much more you could do with it. You can make it better. You can spend more time on it.
Yeah.
And I get stuck in that sometimes. I would postpone a video a week later just to get it a little bit better. And that's what I'm working on, is just being content with what my idea was originally and going with that and not getting influenced with the outside.
For me, it's two things. Also great points, Rodas. But for me, it's two things. For me, it's the fact that you're running with your like a chicken with its head cut off. Sometimes you're putting content out there and you're not sure what how people are responding to it. And sometimes even when you ask for engagement, to ask them like for feedback, they don't respond, and you still have to make that next video, and you want to make sure they're enjoying it, but you're not necessarily like, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know if it's good or bad feedback. That's one thing. And the second thing is just sometimes when you put a ton of effort into something and when you get no results out of it, it's painful because it's your art. It's you're putting your heart and soul into something and you want to see it shine, but you have to be content with focusing on just slapping the video together, putting your energy into that, and then letting, focus on what you can control and don't focus on what you can't control.
Good point. Very good point.
Yeah. For me, probably the getting caught up in the numbers. And I know I'm a small YouTuber, so there aren't many of those, but still, nonetheless, you put a video up and like you get like there's nobody. It seems like nobody's watching. It seems like nobody's commenting. It seems like you get the same comments from the same people who typically are your friends or people who are just really, really supportive of you. And you can just like, you could go on YouTube. I swear the YouTube Studio app is like the devil, because like you'll could be on there looking at it, scrolling through it like, oh man, somebody didn't do this, somebody didn't do that. Like honestly, the best thing sometimes is just to delete that app, because it can really hinder your growth, because you're like, oh, this isn't going anywhere. But you have to remember, well, one thing I'm learning is at the end of the day, you have to remember that, it's not about like the fame that you're trying, like that. I'm trying to think of a good way to put this. It's not about trying to get fame, but it's about the people that you're trying to help and the people that you're trying to influence with your passion and share, So when you focus on that, the numbers fade, right? So
yeah. Another thing that helps me big time is actually going back and looking at my first video. I do that from time to time when I get discouraged or I'm like, I'm not making progress. I go look at my first video and I say, I was content with that video, but video number 10, I'm not content with, and it's 100 times better. So that really helps me big time.
It's very true. And another thing I just realized is like the fact that YouTube is a machine, and even though your viewers are, let's say they're very happy with the content you're putting out and everyone is wondering why your channel isn't bigger, but the fact is because YouTube doesn't know, it's like you have to kind of put the right ingredients in for YouTube to spit out, for it to catch on the YouTube algorithm. And we're constantly at war with trying to catch the YouTube algorithm, get it right in the sweet spot so that we go viral, so that one of our videos catches some traction. But now, like, I'm over 100 videos in. I have over 100 videos, and some people have blown up by now with 100 videos. For me, I'm still struggling to monetize them at 600. So like, it really, it's a big testing game. And that's why I say constantly, like, you have to do this because you love it. If you're doing this because you want, you're focused on the goal, you're never going to achieve anything.
Yeah. So having said that, everybody that's watching this live right now or later on, go and check out these guys' channels. Gen X, thanks a lot. Great point. The channels are rolling across the bottom, except for Isaiah's. That was my mistake, because actually it's Carsplaining. I'll put up this comment again so everybody can see it. But, get out there. Check out everybody else's channels. If you like it, subscribe. And I'm sure you're going to subscribe because I know these guys got great content. So get in there. And if there's anybody watching this that wants to be a future guest on Creator Talk, either make a comment along the side right now or afterwards in the comments below. It'd be great to have you on board. All right, guys. So let's see. What's the biggest thing that you've learned in this past year with your channel that you can, tell the community about?
What was that question? I didn't catch the first part.
What's the biggest thing that you've learned about, say, YouTube, working on your channel this past year?
Well, actually, one of my videos has been doing really well, and was about credit card is basically how to get approved for your first Chase card. And what I learned was it really does matter that you're searchable and that you go after that search results, because the higher you are, I check my search results for a couple videos here and there, and I noticed that that video actually, if I go randomly search for how to get approved for Chase cards, I'm like one of the top 3 search results, and it gets me clicks almost every single day. So I think a lot of people mentioned this before, but you do have to go after that search result, and it kind of sucks because a lot of the time I make content and I have an idea of what I want the thumbnail to be. I have an idea of what the title should be. And then I look at the search results and my ideas are not in the search. So you kind of have to shift towards the search in the beginning. And then later, when you're content with where you are, you can start branching out and making your your title be whatever you want.
Yeah, I've learned that's really good advice, by the way. You definitely need to make your content searchable. But that reminded me that there are 2 main types of content I've noticed from what I've learned. You can create a bunch of searchable content, and that really helps you grow your audience. But then people who subscribe to you are there because of the value you're bringing and because of the information you're giving them. So I learned that it's actually very important that you balance that with some vlogs or some like personal content, like a day in the life kind of content, because you want to make sure that your audience is there because they like you. Like Casey Neistat. If Casey Neistat posted a video of him watching a fish tank for 7 hours, people would be there, just like Jenna Marbles or any of the big creators. But you don't. But like if you base your content solely on tutorials and things like that, then if let's say you want to change your niche because you're a human being, you probably will change your mind on certain things down the road. You're kind of digging yourself into a pigeonhole. You're pigeonholing yourself if you don't humanize yourself early on in the process. So I think it's really important that you put a balance of niche content, and then you kind of soak in a little bit of also personal, relatable content. You can do this by doing some tutorials during the week, and then like one video that's kind of just like you talking, Free Willy. And there's I can't remember the exact way to describe this, but it's basically going wide versus going deep. So you want to do both. It's another thing.
Got it. Isaiah?
Yeah. For me, I learned, and it was a process. You know, I was just throwing up videos and just titling them all over the place. And I was just like, and I didn't really understand that the impact that some of my videos like had when I was first like creating them. Like I threw up a video, like one of my biggest videos right now is how many like so I used to drive, I still do drive a Hyundai Elantra Sport. It's like a sportier car that Hyundai makes. And I made a video of all the modifications that you should do to that car. I wasn't even thinking about like how it would, blow up and get big and how helpful people would find it. But and when I planned that video, like the knowledge that I brought to that video was it's just knowledge that people that they didn't have, especially if they were new to modding that car. So I learned that, basically the best videos to make is videos when you get like try to find like niches on YouTube, find places where not other people have explored, where you yourself have knowledge about. Because when you can do that, when you can find a niche, like it just especially one that's not really filled in, like there's so much opportunity to help people and grow people, because like not too many people have already made videos on that thing. And when I learned that, like it really gave me a target to aim, the creation of my videos at. So so those little small niches, they will help you out so much. Me and Zach, we use a tool called vidIQ, and vidIQ will actually help you find some of those smaller niches. You just type something in and it'll just give you all this like really helpful information about that particular niche, like what's the competition with it, and like how many views is this pulling, who's the top channel for that particular topic, and that tool helps me and Zach so much, and I highly recommend that you guys use it because it'll help you search those niches.
Good point.
And speaking of tools, and I know a lot of your content creators, so you're going to find this very helpful. I just recently learned about it. Is DaVinci Resolve. I don't know if a lot of you know about it or not. It's you guys know about Premiere Pro and the editing capabilities. It basically has the exact same capabilities, except it's free. It's 100% free. You just download it and use it. So if anybody's interested in editing their content, doing transition, color correcting, all that fun stuff that you see that big YouTubers are doing and they're paying $40 a month for, DaVinci Resolve is 100% free. All you got to do is go to the site and download it.
DaVinci Resolve.
Thank you. Check it out.
Wow,
That's awesome.
Great. Got that, everybody? DaVinci Resolve. There you go. Excellent advice. Thanks a lot. So, guys, when you guys come up with an idea for one of your, one of your videos, do you have a long list going that you just add it onto it, or do you just say, okay, that's it, I got to do the video right now on it?
It's a great
question. Doing it.
I think everyone's different, but for me personally, when I have an idea, the first thing I do is I use the Notes app. Everyone has their, everyone has like a list, but I do add it to a list of ideas I need to buff out. So I'll just add it to a big knowledge bank and then kind of move on with my day, because what I do is before I go to bed every sinsingle night, I will plan out an entire video for the next day. So I'll just take something off that list. And if I don't have an idea, I have a bunch of different ways to actually find different ideas if I'm lost for one. And I can also share those as well.
Yeah, for me, for some odd reason, my best ideas and all of my ideas actually come at night, right when I'm in bed and I have all the lights turned off and I'm getting ready to go to sleep. I start coming up with ideas, and my ideas are basically things that I've experienced and things that I've done in my life, like credit cards, paying off debt and stuff like that. And I just use my phone app and I just write all those ideas down, and then I flush them out later. I pick an idea from the list and I flush it out. I give it like a 4 or 5 days to really flush it out. That's really amazing, Zach, that you do a whole video the night before.
I don't necessarily film it, but I try to flesh out a script. I actually have a couple bullet points of different ways to come up with amazing ideas if you want me to share it as well.
Yes.
Yeah, do it.
Sure. So one thing you can do is read comments and questions from subscribers, especially when you're trying to build a channel from the ground up. You want to really pay attention to people who are already there and make sure that you're answering every question with a video, because if they have a question, then it's likely that someone else also has that question. Another way to do it is by asking your audience in a video. And then what I do now, this is my favorite thing to do because it's you can do it more often. And that's to look at other big creators in your space and see what they're doing there. You can look in their comment section, find out what people are asking in their comment section, and then you fill that gap with a video. Or you can go and use tools like vidIQ and you can see what's trending on their channel. You can see what's most popular on their channel by sorting by most popular and looking and trying to make a video off of that.
Right.
It's totally okay to make a video with the same topic as long as you're modeling and not copying. You want to put your own spin on it. But what's great about that is, if something has 2 million views, then it has an audience. There is a demand for it. And what you want to do is just enhance the current video, make it better. Another great thing to do is to read the news for your niche. So if you're personal finance, you want to read all the finance Reddits, all the finance articles. And another great thing to do is to type in keywords to YouTube. If you start typing in 1 or 2 keywords that you normally make a video off of, you're going to see some long tail keywords, and then you can click on those and then make videos off of those as well. Yeah, so those are just some strategies I use when I'm feeling like brain fog, or not brain fog, but writer's block.
Yeah, got it. Nice. Great advice, guys. Great advice. So how many videos a week are you guys doing?
I try to do at least one. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's easy, but I haven't got. When I actually first started, I did 2 videos in 1 week, and I was very proud. But outside of that, I can't manage more than 1 video a week.
So right now I'm at 3 videos a week, and the trick, I was doing 1 video a week for a very long time, and then I got to 2. The real trick for me is actually after I took Graham Stephan's course. He taught me a trick, and the trick was to get a week ahead or 2 weeks ahead optimally. As soon as you're 2 weeks ahead, then you have that buffer, and you always want to keep that buffer. So you kind of always running against the clock. And it's really cool. It just relieves you that if you're not feeling good one day, that you can just kind of schedule one to be in for the next day. So you really want to get at least 1 week ahead. Yeah,
that's very smart. Isaiah, how about you? How many videos a week are you?
I am currently at 3 videos a week.
Whoa.
I'm cranking them out right now. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, these other guys mentioned that, that they have their ideas written down somewhere. But honestly, I've been flying by the seat of my pants when it comes to making videos. It's something I'm like, I'm gonna make a video about that, and I just like go with it. So that's how I've been doing 3 videos a week, just off the cuff videos. It's like, I'm gonna make a video about that, you know. And I probably should take some of their advice, but yeah, that's where I'm at.
Nice. You guys had any negative comments?
Yeah, I've had negative comments. I had one guy tell me that all the people that make credit card videos need to just stop and switch to making stock videos, and that's it. And nobody cares about credit cards. So
Nice.
That's.
I want to throw this out to everybody that's watching right now, everybody that's in the live stream. Have you guys ever had any negative comments? Just say yes or no. I mean, it's always interesting to hear this, and I love the response. Zach, how about you?
So I had one negative comment, but for the most part, I have mostly positive comments. But I will say that there is one troll who subscribed to my channel for the sole sake of disliking every single video. I have one dislike on every single video, and it's just one troll. And but the cool thing is, like, YouTube loves engagement. If a video had like 1 million dislikes, they're happy. They just want people to interact with the video.
Yeah, absolutely. I hear that that's not a negative thing.
No, it's not. And actually, when someone leaves a negative comment, I learned not to take it personally, because I learned this. There's this in psychology. There's something called it's either deflection. I can't remember the word, but basically, if someone says something like "you suck," it's because they think they suck. And I don't take anything personally anymore. So I kind of just love it. Any bad engagement is engagement. It's like bad publicity is good publicity. So
sure. Isaiah?
So I've only had like a few, like I said, I get few comments on my videos. My biggest video, I got a few comments, just kind of like just rude comments, just saying, I'm trying to think of the comment this guy left the other day. It was such a strange, out of the blue comment. And I'm just like, well, thank you. I really needed to hear that. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I totally would share it with you guys if I could find it. But yeah. So not really. I've only gotten 1 to 2 at the most. It's not really big.
Jessica's Ryan's wife.
Oh.
How do you guys promote your channel in any way? Like, have you ever paid to have some subscribers or views?
I've never paid for subscribers, but I do promote it in organic ways. I post it on my Facebook. I post it on my Instagram. I allude to it on my TikTok. I do all kinds of stuff, but I don't pay for subscribers. I just don't feel like it's worth it. And also, you want people to be there because they genuinely want to be there. Because one of the data points that YouTube uses for your content is when a subscriber is returning for more. If they're not, then that actually hurts you. Oh, hello.
Got it. Got it.
We got 2 more guests.
All right, Ryan's joining us. Woohoo! Excellent. Hey, Ryan.
Got my hands full over here.
Holy, there she is, eh? The little hunter.
Yeah. I've been working late all week, Rick, with getting this new startup going.
Yeah, you're saying.
And just we're taking my son to Disney tomorrow for his 4th birthday. And
nice.
I just feel like I had to give the wife some help tonight.
Absolutely. It's called teamwork. Don't worry about it.
So holding it down, dude. So
glad
good to see everyone, man. I'm sorry, it's been a little hectic. Getting this new startup in is taken. I mean, you guys are all business minded. When you're starting a new business, you have everything to do. You have to do everything.
Everything comes up.
Wear all the hats. You looked at their channel last week when I was in Tampa, so don't worry about it. It's totally fine. Yeah. So, all right. So, hang on. Who did not answer that last question? Is that Isaiah? You get a chance to answer it? How do you promote your channel, or do you? Sorry.
Oh yeah. So I always post an Instagram story to my personal Instagram, and I also have an Instagram for Carsplaining, and I post a story, and I do actual posts to that one. My friends on my regular Instagram, I'm sure they're probably irritated to seeing my thumbnails every 3 days, but every 2 days. But hey, eventually they just give it and subscribe. So you know what? I'll take it.
I've never paid for views or subscribers. I've never really promoted my channel on my personal Instagram at all. I have promoted my channel on Reddit. That's the only place. Usually I don't just post a blanket, hey, go follow me. I usually answer a question with, hey, I made a video about this. You might find it helpful. That's usually how I end up promoting my channel.
Good for you. Good for you.
Yep.
You guys ever met another YouTuber in real life?
Yeah, I met some big ones, and I'm really excited because next week I'm going to 10X, Grant Cardone's 10X event.
No way.
I'm gonna meet tons of YouTubers there.
Yep.
But I'm going to. I don't know if you guys know Meet Kevin, but I'm going to meet Kevin's crash course, and Graham Steffens should be there too. So I should be meeting quite a few YouTubers next week. So I'm there. It's crazy because like they're just people, you know, like but they also but they're like-minded and they're going through the same struggles as you. So you can talk about all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Are you going to document it?
Oh, of course.
I hope so.
Yeah, it's gonna be my vlog. I'm so excited for it. They said I can't bring my camera into the actual event, so I'm gonna have to use my phone. But whatever, iPhone 11, so it's pretty good.
Yeah. Nice.
I've never met another YouTuber yet. I would love to meet anybody that is in the area, but I haven't had a chance. Again, I'm from Maryland, so if anybody's in the area and wants to meet
Rodas,
up.
where in Maryland are you?
Silver Spring?
Okay, I lived in Essex County for a little while. Yeah, very nice, very nice.
Nice.
So guys, what did I miss? Well, I was kind of in and out, just getting the kids ready for bed. But
we can start all over again if you wish.
Yeah, we'll start from the beginning.
You missed a number of questions, but yeah, currently we're just on like, have you ever met another YouTuber in real life? And that's pretty that's where we're at right now. So,
Rick, have you ever met another YouTuber? I know you think
Chris. Yeah, Thrift Beast Chris. He lives in Toronto as well. So he came over to my place one day, and funny enough, I had all these things that it would just give all these cartridges actually that I just gave him. I had them in my garage, and I saw in one of his episodes he went into a thrift village and bought one. I got in contact with him right away. I'm like, dude, I got like 100 of those things in my garage, and you can have them. We'll just split the profits. Who cares? Like, he was all over it. So he came out, he stuffed his car filled with them, and barely shut the trunk, and off he took and whatnot. So yeah, I keep in contact with him. He's a really good guy, very, very nice guy. Funny guy. So Isaiah, did you get a chance to answer that question?
No, I didn't actually get a chance. I haven't met any YouTubers, but all the things that Zach just said, including going to 10X, meeting Kevin.
Yep.
It's hard to say that. I can't say meet Kevin. That's weird. And also potentially meeting Graham Stephan. I'm actually gonna be potentially doing all those things next week too. So next week I will, but not this week.
That's in Vegas, you guys?
It's in Vegas.
Yeah. What's that?
So that's out in Vegas, Isaiah?
Yeah.
Yeah, last year
you got your hotels lined up and everything?
Yep, we're all good to go.
we are some planning, but yeah, we're going together, so it's gonna be a lot.
Guys, that's gonna be so fun. You guys are gonna have such a great time, man. Such a great time.
Yeah.
How many days are you out there for?
We're there from Wednesday night through Monday.
Yeah, we're there for a while. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Watch it.
Yeah.
That's a long time in Vegas.
Yeah.
Hopefully don't go broke, right?
Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully not. All right, guys. So if you guys were to give a new YouTuber a bit of advice that say was starting their channel this year, what would it be?
Mine would be just get started and do as many videos as you can, because the more you do, the more you learn, the better they get. It's really what I've figured out is it's going to be bad in the beginning, but it only gets better. And just trusting yourself, and don't be so critical of yourself. I find that I'm watching myself and I'm watching my videos. I'm like, oh, I sound like that. I got to redo that again. I sound stupid, or I talk too fast, or I talk too slow. But just do it and get it out there and just keep doing it and be consistent, and it's going to get better.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would say that the quality will come with time. Also, don't worry about editing. Don't worry about your camera presence. Don't worry about your camera. the best camera you have is the one you have. If you have a cell phone, you use that. Everyone's like, I need a camera and fancy lighting. If you need good lighting, go outside during the daylight or use a window. Just stop making excuses. And most importantly, go slow. Start with one video a week for for a year. Like literally go one video a week for a year. And most important word is consistency. You have to start with the mindset you're creating a physical channel, like a TV channel, and if people are coming back every single week, imagine if Game of Thrones was supposed to come on Tuesday night and then Game of Thrones just didn't show up. It would piss a lot of people off. So you want to make sure you're consistent, but take it slow and don't worry about quality.
Good.
Yeah, that's good. I basically relay all these things that these guys are saying, because a lot of times when people start YouTube, they create these imaginary barriers of entry. Like they think like, oh, like they were saying, no camera, no lighting. I don't know what I want to make a video about.
Yeah.
You need all of it. Just post something. You know, if you have a desire in your heart or your mind to be a YouTuber, to share a passion, just start somewhere, because all the rest of the pieces will fall into place if you're truly passionate about it, if you truly enjoy it, and just start, just get it out of the way.
And another thing to mention, to go off to Isaiah and Zach, is your camera and everything doesn't matter at all. When I first started, I actually borrowed every equipment that I had. I asked friends around. I'm the type of person that I don't want to spend money on something unless I'm 100% committed. So I went around and borrowed equipment, and that's what I used for the first 6 months. And I went on eBay and I bought cheap little microphones. So your camera, your equipment doesn't matter. Don't spend all the money you have trying to get the best equipment, because what really matters at the end of the day is your content. If your gear and everything is great and you can't speak properly because you're too nervous, then it defeats the purpose. So just work on your content and don't worry about your equipment, or else you're going to lose your money.
Exactly. Yeah. Also, have fun, make it fun, fall in love with the process, and everything else will fall into place. I got a really good piece of advice. I commented on this guy's video, and I was saying how I hope I'm giving myself I wrote, I'm giving myself 2 years before my YouTube blows up. And he said 2 years, ... make it 10. No, seriously, you got to get into long-run mindset, fall in love with the process, and make this a part of your identity. I post X videos per week consistently.
Awesome. Yeah. I say consistency, and just do it. Such a fear.
Yeah.
You guys hear it? Zach, you okay?
Yeah, no, we're good.
I think we lost you there for a sec. Okay. So, guys, what YouTube secrets do you guys have that you can embellish that everybody else know about? Any YouTube secrets you guys have come across in the last little while?
I think Zach mentioned it earlier, that IQ thing. I can't remember what it's called. I used the tubby.
Well, I got some good stuff too. So the most important metrics you can ever, there's three of the most important metrics ever, to grow on YouTube, you need to focus on these three things. Click-through rate, okay, CTR. So that basically means whenever you have a thumbnail that's shown, it is basically, sorry, it's a little bit loud here, but it's basically the quality of your thumbnails is very important. The watch time that you have on your videos, and your audience retention. Those are the three most important metrics you need to focus on improving on. And if in your click-through rates, also your titles and your first line of your description, you need to master those things, or else no one's going to even see your video. So that's very, very important stuff.
Yeah.
And there's so many free stuff out there to get this done. There's Canva. I don't know if a lot of you know about that. That gives you free thumbnails. The DaVinci Resolve, that gives you free editing, or you can use your built-in iMac is what I used, the one that comes with their Mac. There's so many free things out there. Use them. And if you guys need that little, how sometimes you see that little pop-up where it says subscribe and it has a little nice animation. I get that for free as well. You just search for it and it's free online. It's a green screen. If anybody here that's watching, or you're watching it in the future and you need that, I have it saved on my file. I can send that over to you guys. Check it out on my channel. It's a little pop-up with a little bell. So if you guys need it, I have all the free stuff that I have. I'm more than happy to send it to you guys because I get it for free as well.
Nice. Nice. Isaiah?
Yeah. For me, one of the, and honestly, I learned this from Zach, which is funny enough. If you're very new to editing, you've never worked with something that's like complex, like, you know, if you never worked with Final Cut, or if you've never worked with, sorry, I'm trying to think with the other Adobe product is slipping my mind right now. Premiere Pro. You can use iMovie. Like, I kid you not, iMovie is like the simplest like movie editor, like video editor I've ever used in my life. Like I've only been using iMovie honestly for the past month, and I feel like I'm like an expert in it already. I feel like I put like so much together, and it's so simple. Like, yes, it's missing some of the more, you know, complex features that its bigger brothers have, you know, like Final Cut. But if you're just trying to get content out and you're trying to get it out fast, iMovie is like totally the way to go.
Isn't that what Graham Stephan still uses?
Graham Stephan uses it, and he has over 1.5 million subscribers. So there really is no excuse, honestly. And I noticed the less editing you do, the more real, raw it is, the more connection you have with your audience. The more editing you do, the more distance you put between you and your audience. You want to use it to tell a story, and that's it. You don't want it to look too put together, especially on YouTube.
Good points. Very good points.
Ryan, how long does it take you guys to do a video from kind of concept to execution?
It depends, right? So if it's something that has a lot of information and I want to make sure I'm giving the information properly, it could take several hours. But if I'm slapping together a vlog, it could take me 2 to 3 hours for the entire process. It really just depends if it's a pre-planned video or if it's something kind of off the cuff.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Yeah, same for me. I mean, it, like Zach was saying, like car reviews, oh my God, those take a long time. Like you have to put all these these clips together and make a movie from it, basically. So car reviews can typically take, you know, from planning, I have like a script that I follow for car reviews. So the actual filming is actually the easy part. The editing and putting it all together can take me like 1 to 2 days just alone.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's crazy. Versus vlogs. On the other hand, vlogs are very simple to make. Like if I'm filming something here in my room, I can have it filmed in like 20 minutes. I can have it in iMovie, and I can have it done within like an hour and a half. It really depends on how complex the video is for me.
Wow.
Yeah, for me, it's actually the opposite. For me, the planning and everything doesn't take that long, but the actual shooting takes, I feel like, forever because English is not my first language. So I always feel like I'm saying things wrong, or I'm having run-on sentences, or I'm not making myself clear enough. So I just, you know, I'm too critical of myself, and I don't get a chance. As I said earlier, I work at home and I'm a software engineer, so I don't really interact with a lot of people outside of my house and my dog. So it's really hard to convey that to the people that are watching, that I'm just having a normal conversation with somebody and just talking. If it was something like this where I'm just talking to you guys, it'd be so easy, but just talking to the camera and trying to make it seem like I'm actually speaking is just impossible to me. And I just find myself redoing the same thing over and over.
Rodas, I would have never known that English wasn't your first language.
No kidding.
Yeah,
I mean, I
learned.
You're so fluid with it. It's amazing.
No
I
accent.
learned 12 years ago. Is when
what's your native language?
I'm Amharic. I'm originally from Ethiopia. I was born and raised in Ethiopia, and I came to the U.S. in 2003, 2004.
Very cool.
Nice. Nice. So, Ryan, how long does it take one of your videos to do? Because yours are now becoming a lot more elaborate. They're amazing.
Yeah. Well, I found, I found like some of these videos I was working, like I loved the topic and I was working so passionately making like the success series videos. They just weren't getting a lot of views. I could just do like a simple like Robinhood portfolio update or talk about Tesla, and those videos get over 1,000 views. So I'm starting to think, like Zach was mentioning earlier, mixing, searchable content that's getting my channel to grow and like letting my personality bleed through it. So it really depends. I've honestly done videos that have taken 12 hours. Gen X, like I believe 1 hour for every 1.5. What is it? 1 hour to 1.5 hours per minute of every video. Is everyone here seen Gen X's channel?
Yeah, if you guys get a chance, go check out Gen X's channel.
Like it's by far, like, he's at 3,000 subs right now, but it's the best finance channel on YouTube. Like it's better than Graham stuff and better than all those guys. By far the most entertaining, educational channel out there. And like it's so cool that like we started on the ground floor with him. He will be the biggest person in the finance YouTube community, guaranteed.
For sure.
And he's in the comments right now. That's really cool. So I am friends with I haven't met him in person now. He's very cryptic. But anyways, yeah. So to answer your question, anywhere from 3 hours to 12 hours. But I think I'm gonna like 1,300 subscribers. I think until, I don't think you can really control your channel. Like my wife's now over 25,000 subscribers, and she was giving me the same feedback. Like you kind of have to do with what trends. And then once you get a certain amount of subscribers, you can control them a little bit more. But like have your personality bleed through searchable content. And then, I think once you get into the tens of thousands of subscribers, you can control the content a little bit better. Who knows? Trying to figure it out.
You guys having fun with your channels?
Oh, very.
Finally.
I love it.
Yeah.
My favorite thing is like when something happens in my life and I have like this news I want to share. I now know how to materialize that into a video. Like I slapped together, I don't know if any of you guys saw it, but I went viral on TikTok, and within like 2 hours, I turned out a video and uploaded it, and I got to share that with more people. And that whole that was very, very meaningful for me. So like, yeah, I love the entire process.
Awesome. That's awesome. How about you guys?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it because like getting to document like one of the things is like 5 years from now, I'm going to be able to look back at everything that I was doing here on YouTube. Yep. And it's going to be just like a memento, like basically, because I'm not a guy that really takes a lot of pictures, but this YouTube channel, I'm going to have like hundreds of videos just to go back and look at like, man, what was I thinking back then? Like, pretty it's so cool. Being crazy, so like, I love that, I'm just, even if I get big or not, like I'm documenting my life. I'm documenting my passions, and letting people, basically sharing that with people. So it's so awesome. It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah. I just this past week, I did my first video outside with other people around. It is kind of the weirdest thing I've ever done. But it wasn't as bad as I thought. Like nobody was really. I thought everybody's gonna be staring at me and like thinking I'm like the weird guy with a camera. But nobody really cared. I was just enjoying myself, and I forgot about everybody else once I got into it. So I'm really enjoying that idea and that process. And I'm finally trying to get more good footage of me just enjoying myself outside. So that's really cool.
The worst thing that's ever happened to me from vlogging in public was people came up to me and they were curious who I was. It actually sparked a conversation, and it's never hurt me whatsoever.
That's good. Did they ask for your autograph?
They did not, but they both subscribed to my YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's cool. I was in Tampa and St. Pete's last weekend, and also in Atlanta, and I was just walking around and talking to buddies. I got my camera. It's just like I documented so much. Like how much of I'm actually going to put on my channel, I don't know, but it really is so fun. It's just a blast. It's a great time. It's such a great fun time. So, guys, what are your plans for your channels for the next year, for this upcoming year, 2020?
Yeah, my plan is keep doing at least one video a week and start documenting more of vlog style videos and less of worrying about redoing something because maybe I messed up at a part or maybe it doesn't sound as great, or being less critical of myself and just getting it done and just putting it out there.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's amazing. For me, it's keeping, so I'm on a three videos per week cadence. The first 2 videos, Monday and Wednesday, are how-tos or tutorials or searchable content. And then on Fridays, they're off the cusp vlogs or stories based off of like what I'm going through in the moment. And that's kind of my strategy is to grow my audience 2 days a week, and then to connect with my audience 1 day a week. And then to do that over a very long period of time, hopefully building a very loyal fan base. And then also kind of this, like networking, getting, doing collaborations, things like that to help grow the channel even faster. And most importantly, never quitting, staying consistent, and doing it because I love making videos, end of story. Because as soon as you lose that love, that passion, then it starts to bleed into your videos. So you got to do it because you love the creative process. And I say that like 100 times a day just to try to reaffirm myself that I'm doing this because I love the process. So yeah.
Yeah. From my perspective, I'm trying to launch this channel this year off like a rocket ship. Like, I want to have fun this year, you know. That's like one of my themes, you know, and I want people to be a part of it. Like, there's basically 3 things that I'm doing. So I'm working. I mentioned it earlier, but I have cars listed on Turo. I car share because I'm 23 years old and I'm trying to figure out how I can have cool cars for my channel, but not have to fully pay for them. I drive a BMW now, but I share it on Turo to really mitigate, like, to bring the cost of it down. Nice. So showing people how they can build their own fleets on Turo and how to navigate the ins and the outs, but also bringing my car enthusiast perspective, like doing DIYs, doing reviews, all, like, you know, and then going to track events, racing my car and documenting all of that. Like, I just want people to just come to my channel to find all things like car, you know. But one of the things I want to try and differentiate myself from other like car channels, car guys have been known to spend a lot of money on their car stuff. I want to like, and this is why I'm doing this Turo thing. I kind of want to put a focus on being a car enthusiast and having nice cars, but doing it in a way where you don't break the bank, or doing it in a way where you can still build financial prosperity, you know. And I want to show people that, because I learned lessons. I learned hard lessons about spending a lot of money on cars, you know, a few years ago. I'm like, it's just, you know, it's not worth it. So how do you bring down the cost of it and still have a lot of fun when you're 23, or, you know, when you don't want to put a lot of money into that, right? So yeah, we're just shooting off like a rocket ship this year. Big plans.
Nice. Ryan, what about you, man? What are your goals for this upcoming
2020?
Yeah.
You know, I think Zach brings up a good point of consistency. You know, I'm just trying to stay steady with my Sunday uploads, and really, it's consistency. I've had good growth lately, and I'm really fortunate for that. And you know, it's just making that good. You know, just having it be authentically me and also searchable content. So, for example, like the last video I put up on Sunday, about my new business. Like, I know most people that have subscribed like don't care about that. They care about when's Ryan going to talk about Tesla or this, that. So just stay course. You know, I feel like what I'm doing is working. And actually something, you know, a couple tips that have worked for me and my wife is, you know, I did a tutorial. I'm a Webull referral partner, and I showed how to get your 2 free stocks on Webull. And this is silly to me. You know, I made over $800 last month in that video. People watching it, going to sign up for 2 free stocks, and the Webull pays me $60 per person. Like, it's great. And actually, that's why I hit up you, Dave. If I refer one of you guys and you get 3 people to sign up for the app, they'll give you $300 just for that. And then anyone that uses your referral link, they'll pay you $60. So maybe other kind of tutorial app things that pay like that, because that's made me more money on YouTube than anything else. And yeah, I mean, that to me, that's really cool. Like, every night I go to sleep, I got a couple other people that signed up, and I got extra money. Like, that's silly. So I don't know, trying to find other creative ways to use the algorithm to make money.
Yeah, smart. So guys, what are your bigger goals then? Not just for 2020, but what are your bigger goals for your channel? Are you guys aspiring to be, like, say, you know, YouTubers full time, or, you know, what are the bigger goals of your channels?
That's you hit it on the nail there. My big goal is to be a full-time YouTuber where I can sustain myself based off of the multiple streams of income that YouTube produces, not just via ad revenue, but with affiliate marketing, merchandise sales, brand deals, things like that, to have everything kind of work in a synergistic way to allow me to impact people and to afford the lifestyle so that I can kind of like connect with the community on a full-time basis. Because right now I am splitting myself between a full-time job as a software engineer, this channel as well as having a business on the side. And it would be nice to kind of like focus more full-time on this, and eventually, God willing, that will happen. And I think it's just a matter of time and consistency.
Yeah.
My goal, the biggest goal, is really just to learn and to be able to implement things that I have in my head when it comes to shooting video, editing it, making it look amazing. The kind of things that I see other people doing. And I realized that was that 10,000 hour rules. You need to do something for 10,000 hours in order to master it. And that's what I want to do. I want to take really great videos of me, having fun on travels and stuff like that, and be able to put it together. And I think that YouTube is going to be able to help me do that. Just I get to put it all together and practice it and just put it out there. And if I get big doing that, great. I don't really see YouTube as a stream income for me. It's more of an opportunity to learn this skill set of videography and presentation and talking.
Right. Isaiah?
Yeah. For me, like there's a lot of things that I'm doing right now, but my big goal with this channel is to ultimately just do full-time like car reviews, to be like a full-time automotive journalist, kind of like vlogger. Like, like I get to the point, you guys ever watch Top Gear? You guys ever watch any? Like I want to be like Jeremy Clarkson or Richard Hammond or something, like one of those guys, just building my brand as somebody who people can look to when they're talking about cars, to be entertaining, to be fun. Maybe someday even like, having my own show that's like separate from YouTube, where I just do car-based stuff, just building my brand. That's like that's my, like, I want cars, to be like my full-time gig, like YouTube can be an income stream, but like I want my life, like when I get up in the morning, like I was like, oh yeah, we're going to shoot a new video on the new Ford Mustang came out today, like, or something like that. Like that, if I woke up and that was my agenda for the day, I'd be the happiest man alive.
Isaiah, what got you so into cars?
What do you say?
So what got you so into cars?
When I was younger, my parents used to buy me like car magazines, and I was this weird kid that was like 8 or 9 years old, reading Car and Driver and Motor Trend magazines, and I could basically point out any car on the street and tell you what it was and like give you all the specifications about it. And as I like did that, I just quickly grew a passion for cars when I was young, and it branched out when I actually finally could drive. And once I could drive, I started tinkering with stuff and messing with cars, and then it just went bonkers after that. I just fell in love with cars. So started when I was young.
It's in your blood.
Yeah, for sure. My dad, he used to, one of the reasons I know how to wrench on cars is because my dad, when we were young, we had a bunch of raggedy cars that we had to fix all the time. And my dad would be outside in the wintertime underneath them, changing brakes or changing the oil or something like that to keep them running. And he taught me from a very young age the importance of knowing how to work on a car. And granted, nobody wants to be working on a car when it's 30 degrees outside, but still, there's some important principles there.
Yeah, same here, man. Same here.
Crazy story. Wednesday night, for the first time in my life, I was driving home, and I was in my box truck, and for the first time in my life, I'm driving a car, and I go to hit the brakes, and the brakes don't work. The brakes are not stopping the car. And luckily I wasn't going through a 4-way intersection, that eventually I was just able to slow down, veer off the side of the road, and gravity stopped me. But I was like, wow, like I've never had that happen where you just go to press the brakes and the serpentine belt ripped up. And
oh my gosh,
it was out there. No, it was in my box truck for my work truck, and I was out there like midnight. My brother came out and we rigged it and got it up and running. I was like, it's funny. I'm in Gen X's Discord. I'm like, when's Tesla going to come out with box trucks? Because they use regenerative braking. They don't use like serpentine belts and things like that. So
wow, that's great.
Wow, that's very cool.
So pretty wild.
All right, All Good's got a question for Zach. Actually, we could probably throw this out to everybody, to be honest. But Zach, you go first. What keeps you motivated to do videos?
Absolutely. The first and foremost, I fell in love with the process. I fell in love with making videos. It's a hobby for me. But most importantly, my channel is really geared towards encouraging and helping people pursue their dreams. And the impact of helping many, many, many people, that just really keeps me excited. I love inspiring people and energizing them. And every video is a new opportunity to help lift people up. So really, it's my niche, and I love it. I love helping people. There's a book I read called The Courage to Be Disliked, and it says that happiness, at the very end of the book, happiness is a feeling of contribution. And this is my feeling of contribution.
Nice, nice. Guys, anybody else?
For me, all right, I'm gonna go into a little bit of what happened last year when I stopped making videos. Is like I was making video content and I was really, really focused, but I quickly found out last year that I wasn't in love with the idea of making YouTube videos because things happened in my life. A girl that I really liked broke up with me back last year. And and when that happened, I immediately got depressed and I stopped making YouTube videos. And I think that happened because, I was making YouTube videos because I felt like it was like the unique thing to be doing. It was the thing that would set me apart from other people. Like, oh, that's cool, And the person that was there, supporting me, making my YouTube videos disappeared out of my life. So I was just like, well, what's the point of making YouTube videos? Because, this person that was cheering me on and helping me make videos isn't there anymore. And that was a big problem because I wasn't making the videos, for the people who were actually watching. I was making it for just like the clout around me and the people who were hanging around me and my friends and my family. That is not the way to be making videos. I have to really be sharing who I am, sharing my passion, sharing my love, and really doing that every single time I get behind the camera. Because if I'm not doing that, then it's really not. It's not anything. But now that it's more about the people that I'm making these videos for and my passion and just having fun making videos, it's completely changed. Like if something like that happens again, I'll be able to keep moving forward because it's something that I genuinely love to do. Right.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Great answer. Great answer.
Yeah.
Rodas, go ahead.
What keeps me motivated is learning. I'm learning so much. It's insane how much information there is out there. And to look back at from where you started to where you are and your knowledge difference. And I'll use this here as an example, this violin here. When I first started, it was like the hardest thing to make any sound. It just sounded like a cat was dying. And then I would record it. I would record that every day. Every time I practice, I'd record it, no matter how bad it sounded. And then a year later, I'd go and I'd be like, oh, this is terrible. And I'm going to quit. I hate it. But then I'd go back and I'd say, why did I start? Oh, I wanted to do something creative. And then I look at the old one and I'm just seeing the growth is insane. And my growth, my learning, that's how it's been for me on YouTube. I started with iMovie. I was editing on iMovie for the first 5-6 videos. I borrowed cameras. I borrowed lighting equipment. I borrowed all of that because, first of all, I'm very frugal. I don't like to spend any money at all. But more importantly, I wanted to learn this stuff freely. And once I did learn it and once I understood it, and I just wanted to learn more. And the more I wanted to learn, the better equipment I got, the more I got into it. And I'm at a point right now where I never imagined when I first started. When I first started, I just wanted a creative outlet. Now I'm looking more of doing more cinematic stuff, more cinematic stuff that's going to engage my audience, the people that care about personal finance and credit cards, and really making it fun for them. And on top of that, it's a really selfish thing, but I get to do stuff that really gets my mind going. And I do think a lot of the time, things like credit card videos and personal finance videos are very dry. So if I can bring more professional cinematic look into it. That's my ultimate goal, is just to do that. And I get to really combine both. And I'm really looking forward to that in the next 5 years, to learn all this stuff.
Nice. Good for you. Good for you. I'm going to answer this question as well. I have fun. Like I'm a firm believer. I don't do anything unless I'm having fun doing it. With my businesses, if I'm not having fun, I honestly, I'll close them up. It just doesn't make any sense for me. So same thing with YouTube. I really, really enjoy doing these videos. Now, mind you, it takes me a long time to put them together. I always think they're never great. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's always somewhat, I don't know if you guys are the same, but it's kind of like somewhat embarrassing watching myself, like, oh, who's this idiot out there? It's like, I'm a loser. But and I'm like, oh, whatever, just, upload it and whatnot. But, I'm documenting it for my kids, obviously, as well. And, but I have fun doing it. It's like the loser factor is there, but the fun factor is there as well. So it's kind of like I've got so much information. I've only touched like maybe 0.001% of what I want to put on my channel, and I got so much more to tell. And I just love it. I have so much freaking fun, and that's what keeps if I don't have fun, I'm not going to do this. There's no way. But I'm just loving it. So yeah, that's what keeps me motivated. So I want Ryan to answer that question too, but obviously hundreds of those.
Yeah. You're looking at it. My computer might die if I don't plug it in real quick. But I've answered this before, and I think it's something that we all should think about. Sorry, as I'm plugging in my computer.
No worries. No, get set up.
Is that I remember when my wife we were talking, she brought up this idea of starting a YouTube channel, and like she was so embarrassed to even tell me that it's something that she wanted to do. Because you're so worried that, what if I fail? What if I go out and look stupid, like you were saying, in front of people? And like just like thinking through that, like what's the worst possible thing that can happen? And it is that you fail. And like it's not that bad. Like failing isn't that bad. I think when you go to that place, if I really failed, like is it like there's someone that says like once a month, like you should like meditate and go to like really like visit your deepest fears, and like when you visit them, like they're not as scary as I thought. Like face them, like be honest with yourself. Like what are your fears? But a big part of it is really because we want to document our lives in a way where we could extend our lives. And I've said this in a few different ways, but like I always picture like the way I looked at my grandparents. I always only saw them as old people. But they once did like amazing things, and I didn't know them in their prime, and I feel like this is a way, whatever lessons and wisdom, and while we're in our prime, we can share that and do our best work and have it out here. So it's really to extend my life, to answer in a basic way.
Awesome. If you guys could collab with anybody, who would it be?
I would collab with, I don't know if you guys know this guy or not. Yeah, Beat the Bush. He does, he does some like personal finance, some credit cards, but it's mostly vlogs of his life. I think he's a very interesting guy, and I would really love to collaborate with him and just have a day with him, just talk to him about money, life, investments, just everything. That's who I would really like to collaborate with.
Nice, Zach.
There's so many people I would want to collaborate with, but for some reason, the person who's just like kind of golden on there is Graham Stephan. I just like share a lot of things in common with him and his personality. And I'm in his coaching program, so like I know he's not exactly the person he portrays himself. He's actually really calm and collected and really friendly and super like laid back. And I just want to I don't know, I just would really love to share a video or some like collaboration with him.
That's cool. Isaiah?
So man, I got a lot of favorite like car YouTubers, but I think I think out of my favorite ones, there's two like two of my favorite car YouTubers are in Canada once again. The one of them is called Throttle House. There's these two guys. One has a really British accent. I don't know what it is with British accents and car reviews. They just go together really well.
Yeah.
And then also the guys from the Straight Pipes who just were some of my favorite YouTubers. if I could collab with any one of those someday, like that would be absolutely amazing to be on their channel and one of their reviews. That would be so sweet, you know. So
nice. Right, you got any questions? Sorry, man.
I had questions. I was gonna throw out some or just someone I would collab with too, and it's actually a smaller channel. And actually, I want to have him on here eventually. He only has like 8,000 subscribers, but like just his name's Mark DeMessel. He's this multi-millionaire, but you know, a lot of us in investing always think to diversify, and he's made some of the boldest moves since I've been following him over the last years, and has made, like, me following him, like this year I've made in the last 6 months 70% in the market. And like we get great value over everyone, but just like there's some people that are just so consistently right that I can't help it. Like that's really outperforming the market. You know what I mean? Or like he's doing even better than me. If I listened to him more, I would have done better. But like when I sold Tesla, I sold it a little bit too early, you know, or little things like that. But I did write down a few other questions if you guys got a second here. I do apologize for having my hand tonight. I'm trying to give my wife a break. Like I've been working like nonstop, so I said I'll help with the baby right now. But
first.
Having Hunter on the show tonight is awesome. This is great.
Yeah. Here she is. We're a month old. We're going to Disney tomorrow. So
Yay, there she is. Gen X wants more Hunter. There she is. Awesome.
Yeah. No, Gen X is he's bullish on Disney too. So, but do you guys? I know you guys' channels are all not specifically stock related, or but do you guys dabble in the stock market per se? And we'll start with Isaiah. And what's your style of investing?
For me, so I haven't really branched out into like investing per se in like as I'm trying to think. So I was really when I was in college, I jumped onto the cryptocurrency craze. Like, you know, I started buying like up the cryptocurrencies, and I remember I would sit in class like every single day, just going back and forth because guys at school told me about it, and I was like, I don't know if you guys ever heard of this website. It's called YoBit, or I forgot which exchange it was, but I was really dabbling with that a lot when I was in college. I don't really mess with cryptocurrencies as much as I do before. And then also as far as investing goes now that I just graduated college, so like I'm in this phase of like debt repayment. So I'm really focusing on double downing on that. And once I'm finished up with that, I'm really planning to, you know, the floodgates open as far as investing goes. So yeah.
Would you invest in car companies? Is that something you know, or
Yeah, probably car companies would be something I'd invest in. I also work in the tech industry as well.
Okay.
So those areas would be pretty good for me. But I typically, when I do start, you know, really throwing money at it, I would probably just go with some place where you can get like a, you know, the mixed like portfolio, like I'm trying to think, like like you can get like a mixed portfolio of a bunch of different like good companies.
ETF or something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines. But in terms of like finding out about new companies and making, you know, bets on single companies, I feel like I really need to do research and dig more into that before I really go into it, you know. But and that's why I'm happy I'm here, because I feel like I can learn a metric ton from all you guys, because even though I'm car focused, you guys are all financial focused, and that would be just awesome. It's good.
Well, I like how your channel is, you know, geared towards making it more affordable. You know, where a lot of, like, I even know Dave in the comment section here before. Dave's now a millionaire, but he said in his 20s he was just blowing all his money on cars.
Yeah,
really giving good money pits.
Yeah. Turo is my car hacking ability. It allows me to car hack. That's what I call it.
Zach, what about you? I know you mentioned in the previous you were a real estate investor. You're looking to build your real estate before.
Yeah.
What about the stock market? Or
as far as you mentioned the real estate investing. So yeah, I'm looking to get into that. But as far as the stock market right now, I'm a little bit more passive in the sense that most of my money is in an ETF, and then like The other half is I use an app called Wealthfront, and I just throw it into a robo investor, kind of just like it automatically invests my money. And I'm holding it in there for now, and I was hoping to put that like towards a down payment and kind of like work on building my real estate portfolio. I have been following other YouTubers. There's another big guy. His name's Andrew Jeek. He's like the magic man.
He's great.
Yes, I love him. He's a great person too. And I've been considering and toying with the idea of dividend investing because I just love I love the idea of like it kind of replicates real estate in the sense of like cash flow, and eventually you build enough dividends to where you're getting revenue on a more continuous basis. So like, yeah, that's kind of what I've been doing so far. It's more, to answer your question, it's more passive at this point. But it's not just sitting in like a checking account or anything like that.
Right.
Yeah. After everyone answers, I'm curious what the pros do. What do you guys do?
We'll let Rodas. I know
for me, investing, first I'll talk about the stock market. The stock market, my idea of investing in the stock market is first maxing out 401k, IRA, HSA. And then once I got all of that taken care of, I do a lot of swing trading, especially when it comes to cryptocurrencies. I don't know if you guys are following it right now, but it's been an amazing couple months for me as far as cryptocurrencies are concerned. So that's usually my go-to is cryptocurrencies. I watch that market like a hawk, and that's my zone.
So Rodas, are you only like? Because I've actually rode the wave pretty nicely as well with this bull run. Are you just in and out, or do you do you have a long play into crypto as well, or are you just in and out of the market?
Yeah, so I have two strategies. One is I try to buy. I have a wallet, and I try to buy a certain amount of coins, and I transfer it to the wallet, and then the rest of them I leave them there to day trade with. And any profits that I get, I usually just swing it over. I don't really take any money out. I just swing it over into my wallet usually.
So you're long-term bullish, you would say?
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
What's your bull thesis? What's your long-term thesis as to why you're bullish?
Because it just makes sense to me. I see cryptocurrency as probably people saw credit cards back in the day when it was just cash. I think it's going to be, it makes so much more sense to go that way as far as transaction times, as far as fees, as far as everything else, and as far as connecting the different worlds, the different currencies. It just makes so much sense to me that the technology aspect is where it really gets to me. And I just see it going that way. I see just the transition from cash to credit cards. I see it going from credit cards to cryptocurrencies in the far future. I'm not talking 5 years. I'm talking about much, much longer once there's so many issues to be worked out. But once it is worked out, it's a no-brainer.
So guys, we're creeping up to about an hour and a half, and I think that's a long time with you guys. So we definitely appreciate all this. So maybe just one or more two questions about your channels. And then if anybody doesn't have any other questions, let's wrap it up and call it a night sort of thing. So I got another one for you guys. So give me 2 reasons why anybody would want to subscribe to your channel. Anybody?
For me,
hopefully you'll learn something new that you haven't learned before. And I try to make things as simple as possible. And I try to take out a lot of jargons. I think when it comes to, especially I'm talking about the finance and credit card world, there's so many filler words that people put in there and they're not really sure what they mean. So they just re-say them again. So I try to make it as simple as to understand because I talk to, my siblings and stuff, and I understand what the average person understands about the stock market or credit cards. So I try to target that audience. And I'm not really in the market to try to target the high-end people that already have a lot of knowledge. So if you don't have that much knowledge about credit cards and personal finance, then I'm your guy.
And I think that you should definitely check out my channel if you're interested in becoming the best version of yourself. I'm still trying to figure out exactly where I want to niche down because I know YouTube in itself needs you to be ultra very, very focused, but I'm very much about reading, always learning, always improving. And whether that's financially improving yourself or internally increasing your mindset, or whether that's creating a business that you can live off of, I just want you to pursue whatever it is that you dream to do, whether it's starting a YouTube channel or whether it's getting that dream job. My channel is all about positive encouragement, and most importantly, a support network that I don't want to like differentiate myself because, I'm on a screen. I want to humanize myself as much as possible. So, if you have any questions, reach out to me and I will give you, and I'll answer you, and we'll talk. We can get on the phone if you need to. I want to be here for you. And my goal is to be a friend. And if you're looking for someone to be there for you, then that's a reason to check me out.
Awesome. Isaiah?
Yeah. So for me, basically, guys, if you are looking I'm trying to think how to put this. If you guys are looking to, figure out how can I have some cooler cars when I don't want to spend a lot of money, or if you're younger and you want to have drives a little bit nicer, but you don't want to spend a ton of money to do it. How do you make that happen? A lot of the videos, and I do one video a week on it, show you how you can buy a car. Right now, I drive a BMW 3 Series. It's about a $30,000 car, and at this point, I haven't paid any money for it after about 2 months. Yeah, Turo, all the income that I made from Turo, I basically paid for the car at this point. So, if you are interested in learning how to do something like that, it depends on your interest level in cars but if you don't really drive, every day, if you live in a city area, and even if you do drive to work, it's still possible to make this work, but it'll either pay for or heavily subsidize the cost of your car. And it's fun. I love cars. So if you could drive a really nice car for free, why wouldn't you want to do that? And also, if you guys in the future, I'm planning to do a lot of reviews, and it's going to be reviews on high-end cars from maybe something that's a little bit sporty, like a Porsche, and all the way down to Camrys, Accords. I'm going to start doing reviews on cars like that, hopefully in the near future, and that'll be some really good stuff. And so,
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, we lost Zach. His computer just died.
Oh no!
And it was plugged in. He said.
Oh man.
Whereas Jerry's doing the old, my computer's 10 years old and the dang thing just won't die. Funny. So, all right, guys. Well, you know what? Let's wrap it up then. We've lost Zach, and it's been an hour and a half. It's been really, really cool. Thanks a lot. Really, really fun, really informative. Yeah, great having you guys on the show. Ryan, you want to say anything on that?
Yeah. I appreciate everyone coming on. And I know Hunter has been chirping in all night, so I appreciate you. She's got a lot to say, and but I appreciate everyone coming on. And and we'll be back at it next week over on my channel. And if anyone else wants to join, and make sure all the channels will be linked in the description below. So anyone that's watching this on the playback, make sure to go over there and check it out. And guys, thank you for coming on and taking time out of your Thursday night to join us.
Yeah,
thanks for having us.
Great time, guys. Great time, guys. So
this means a lot. I really appreciate it so much.
No worries. Thanks a lot, guys. Then thanks everybody for joining us. Thank you, guys. Don't you guys go anywhere. I'm gonna say bye to everybody. And all right, guys. Thanks a lot, guys.
All right. See you guys. Good night.
Thank you.